Hello and welcome to our next episode of Burned Hope. I did warn you all last time that it was probably going to be sad and it was going to be a little dangerous and extreme, and I think I delivered on that promise. I think I held my word to what was going to happen. I mean, if you want me to make it worse next time, I definitely can. If you don't think I fully succeeded on that, I can work on that. I'll take that as a note. I'll work on that.
You did perfect. You were phenomenal.
So as we ended the last episode, most of the cluster that is alive or has managed to either scatter or start making their way to cover to get to the checkpoint. Vel'khan, you were living kiting it behind Dee Dee and Cass on this like makeshift like razor scooter tri-motorcycle thing. And at some point they did hit the tree line, and you did in fact hit a tree, and for a second it almost seemed like you were still going to get pulled along, and then the rope does snap and they go a little bit of distance, and then Dee Dee does like skid turns and like idles the thing, and it's like and then like hands you Cass like what looks like maybe some sort of like hand saw or something, and it like gestures at Vel'khan like stuck over a branch in the tree.
At this point, Cass is gonna start. Is Dee Dee's razor scooter still moving? I can't believe that's a sentence I just said.
No, she like almost like Tokyo drifted in a full circle and stopped. It's idling, and that's when she gave you the handsaw and like gestured at Vel'khan.
Perfect. Wonderful. Cass gets off the back again, fully bandaged, puts goggles back on, and starts to saw while yelling at Vel'khan. You're a fucking idiot, by the way.
I am up at a tree, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You are a fucking idiot.
Not so loud. Is everyone safe?
Just to clarify, at what point did you think jumping on the back of the dragon that is trying to kill us felt like a good idea?
Well, it was fine until I got yoinked violently off its back. I mean, you saw me get up there myself without the aid of rope. I was going to get down myself
Yourself?
without the aid of rope.
You got up there yourself?
You know what I mean? And so thank you for the assist. Now, could you please, get me down?
I am gonna saw it with such unceremonious glory that Vel'khan hits the fucking ground. Like, it's not a delicate thing. It's like you're gonna learn your lesson.
You don't mean you don't have to. Yeah.
And I think as you're doing this, Dee Dee has gotten off of like the vehicle. It's still like idling. It's like definitely way too many like powered motor sounds for this weird vehicle she's made. And they kind of like walk over to where that weird gun thing was, and they kind of like, you hear some banging and some like kind of almost like bending metal sounds, and they get back on it, and they've flipped out the thing, and it's now like kind of a stool seat thing, and there's what questionably might be like a big ball bearing, maybe a wheel on the bottom that's touching the ground, and she just gets back on it.
Yeah. I know. Thank you, Dee Dee. Thank you. Give me like 5 seconds. I'm going to walk up with my parasol, which is, the parasol itself is kind of like broken. It's shit. It's an old umbrella, basically. And I'm just gonna walk up to Vel'khan and be like, "Do you feel good knowing you got on the back of a dragon? Do you?"
That's a story I think I can share with Marlowe, and maybe if we find it, we could make it into some kind of legend. Maybe.
Great, wonderful. Get on the fucking bike.
After you.
No, you first. I just gesture towards the Genie's bike.
Come on. I know. I'm making my way. All
So-
the button.
Do you get behind Dee Dee, or do you get on this makeshift like sidecar Dee Dee has made?
I guess I'll look at Cass. I'll look unceremoniously at the cart.
Cass is sulking. Cass is getting into the sidecar because Cass does not want to have a conversation with you right now. Just like,
And I want to clarify, it's not like a get into it, it is a sit on top of it.
yeah. Cass will sit cross-legged on top of this thing, with parasol in hand, goggles up, looking directly forwards and not having a conversation with Vel'khan. Just like,
And I think Dee Dee turns around and goes, yeah, a minute, and like almost skews their crowbar through what looks like a little like bracket bracer hole, and it's wedged in there in front of you to almost hold on to.
Cass takes one hand and just looks at Dee Dee and goes, yes, I know.
Both hands are probably
it's not a way
preferable.
that it's bad that Dee Dee is trying to teach them how to suck eggs. It's more a case of that Dee Dee and Cass are probably having similar but not the same conversations where it's like, yeah, no, I know, this fucking asshole.
I think at this point Dee Dee has assumed Cass is good and Vel'khan has settled himself where he's not gonna fall off, and just guns it, and again Tokyo drifts in a full circle and heads back off in the direction of the checkpoint. And as Dee Dee goes, literally zooming, and you're surprised this old lady does not run straight into a tree. Because again, you're not sure how old Dee Dee is. They are an indeterminate age.
Dee Dee
As
is
a-
Cass's favourite person in this entire cluster, bar Goose. Like, Dee Dee is Cass's favourite.
And they don't try to navigate around things, they just hop over too. So they expect you to hold on.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So as they go zooming through the underbrush and this tree cover on their way to the checkpoint, Marlowe, in the truck of Erica Delson, you guys are not the first to arrive at the checkpoint, but you're pretty early on in the process of people showing up. A few vehicles have made it there before you. Erica just full on pulls deep into this like cave situation that's hidden a little bit in these like lean-to rocks, pulls as far back into it as she can and kind of like turns around so it's a little easier to maybe get the truck out in the future. Kind of sighs, you see her take the aviators off, flip them closed, puts it back in the glove box and gets out. All right, let's start setting up.
Erica, setting up what? Half of our gear is on fire.
Yeah, and there's a whole reason we put emergency gear in the checkpoints.
Fair enough.
We're in a cave. We don't need tents at the moment. We mostly need bedding and food and water.
Some people want privacy.
Emergencies
just
don't
having
really lend itself.
I
to
just
that.
had to tell Goose all about this like mere hours ago. It was terrible.
Well, I don't really think anyone's getting freaky with no tents in the cave. So let's go. Let's get it. And they start like getting people to where you guys have stashed like, they're not quite crates because crates would be very generous, but they're like makeshift boxes and things that you guys have stuffed with various like makeshift pallets and bedding, some like rations like jerky and things that are easy to be kept for a long time, some like jugs of water, clearly not meant for staying here a long time without needing to like go source things. But she starts like divvying up jobs and getting people who are already there set up and doing it and checking in, and kind of you can see her like mentally noting who's here and who slowly starts trickling in.
Marlowe just kind of walks away from her before she can give them a job, remembering only in this moment they were supposed to fucking keep an eye out for Goose. So I'm gonna do my own version of exactly what Eric is doing. Like I want to see who is there and who is not, with a particular eye for where the fuck is Goose. We lost her right away.
Yeah, so I don't think you've seen Goose yet. After a couple hours, you do hear the as Dee not even slowing down or stopping, just full on like flies over like maybe like a fallen trunk straight into the cave and like around and like
Marlowe just automatically holds up a hand for a high five without even thinking about it as she goes by.
And they skid to a stop, like probably like inches from the back wall, and like turns it off, and they get off, and you can hear them, and they take their crowbar out of the thing and just like muttering goes to like, see what's going on.
It's a cave, right?
Yeah, it's like a really big, clear. You can clearly tell because you are from the Underworld. Parts of it are natural, but it does look like it's been like expanded or dug out in some way to make more room for whatever they need. And
It's Out of the Sun is the first time you see Cass with like their actual face, her face. She pulls down like the hood that she's wearing immediately on getting off the back, and you see again those kind of like bony protrusions around her like eyes. In this lighting, her eyes are very blue, and you see there's kind of like a bioluminescent, like I don't know, kind of like a hue to her skin. She's got very pointed ears, and she immediately marches up to Marlowe and goes, "Where the fuck is Goose?"
Watching the dragons to see if they fuck, Cass. I don't know.
I'm gonna hit Marlowe. Cass is gonna punch him. Punch him. It's gonna happen.
The only thing I'm right behind you. I think I see you getting agitated about the punch. I'll put my hand on your shoulder, like, Marlowe, is you all right?
Fuck, I wish I could say the same for you. Like, what were you?
What?
I'm swinging. What do I roll to swing?
It would be an unarmed attack, so I believe it's a D4 if you do hit of damage. It'd probably be your strike, since you're just punching them.
Yeah, perfect. Cool. That's 17 with strength on hope.
Can I like intervene?
If you want to, you can definitely try. I believe it would be an agility roll to try and intervene before this fist connects.
What did you roll?
What? I rolled
17? 17?
17. Yeah.
That's a 13 with hope.
Yeah, so I think you try, and you get close,
No,
but
I'm right. It was a 19 because I forgot my modifier. Yeah.
yeah, so I think you get close to trying to stop him. Like, you were behind them with the hand on the shoulder, and they go to punch with the other arm, and you try and like get there, but you don't quite get there in time before Cass's fist does connect with some part of Marlowe. Now, how tall is Cass?
5 foot tall.
You're both 5 feet. Okay. So I was about. Are you punching his chest? Like, what's going on?
You're like, you gotta aim up a little bit, not that far. I'm not Marlowe is not over 6 feet, although they have good posture, but like.
The way I
Definitely within
describe it
range.
is that humanoid form, like in terms of humans in this world would work. Cass is what you describe as 3 apples tall. Like, she is not a tall humanoid, but she is also not a halfling. So, yeah, no, I think she did a jump to get you.
What is your strength modifier?
+2.
So yeah, take 2 points of damage straight to the jaw. If it doesn't break your minimum, it just gives you a stress in this system.
Okay, sure, great. Marlowe just takes a step back, probably knew this was coming, honestly, and, like, takes a breath. Look, I can't keep track of one person when everyone needs help, Cass.
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean one of your apprentices that you picked up yourself and you didn't know where your apprentices are?
Have I seen my other 2 apprentices yet, honestly?
You've, since you've been kind of keeping a cursory eye out, you have only seen, at the moment, one of them. You've seen Din, who's the human. But people are still kind of like slowly trickling in.
Cass, I realize this is still kind of a new thing for you, so maybe I can just say that when a dragon attacks, everybody moves as fast as they can, and even people that have been here for their entire life will panic. And if Goose was making the decision that they needed to go and look at that fucking dragon up close, I don't know where they are. I'm sorry that I could not keep eyes on them at all time, but I can't. They're old enough to know better, and they're old enough to know that they should be helping people as well.
Oh, it's fine. I'm just really glad that you prioritize your fucking stories over the people who are still here. And Cass is leaving.
Just call after. I prioritize them over everyone, including myself.
Good for fucking you. And Cass will turn to Marlowe on the way out and go, what happens when you have all of your fucking stories and no one else is here? And then leaves.
Yes.
And I think you see a couple of the people you recognize kind of either getting taken care of or helping Erica deal with trying to set things up in the camp. You do see Dee Dee, who's trying to help like check everyone's vehicles as they come in. You do see Ginger Snap. They are, however, like fully missing an arm. And are being treated right now by Gur and Carl. They're like biting down on something to try and keep from screaming as Carl is like pouring a jug of distilled alcohol over their stub, and then Gur is like smacking a big like mashed herb thing onto it and trying to wrap it and like get it to stop bleeding. And you do, you don't see Hale, you did see him die. And you do see, kind of numbers-wise, it looks like not everyone has been accounted for yet. Not everyone has been marked as dead either. Some people have noted who they saw die or get captured by dragons. It's looking like it's probably taking you from being about 100 for a cluster, probably down somewhere into the 80s. Again, the numbers haven't been finalized yet because they haven't like sent out scouts to see if like maybe people got lost in the trees and stuff, or haven't forgot where the checkpoint actually was. But you do see Ginger Snap like grabs one of the scouts, Timothy actually, as he's trying to like stumble by and like tells them something, and he kind of nods and he goes into the back and comes back past you with a pack, heading out to go out of the cave somewhere.
Timothy.
Yeah.
Just.
What?
Where the fuck are you going?
Going to get help. First snow is nearby. try to see if I can cross paths Motorcycle Dave so we can get some messages out.
Do you feel confident in your ability to deliver those messages? I'm just might help to have someone that can speak to people and is known. 1 second, I turn back and just like give Vel'khan a big like smack on the back because I know that it will like he'll barely fucking feel it. Like, okay, now that Cass is away, that was stupid, but that was also, I mean, what we used to say was baller as fuck. And so,
baller as fuck.
Yes, I
like
will tell a story about it once we're a little bit behind, like this whole last hour is like a little further behind us. And I use my inspirational words. You can. I will spend a token to give Vel'khan one of my inspirational words. You can use this token to clear a stress, clear a hit point, or gain a hope. And I think you can also hold onto it until a long rest, is what it looks like.
During this interaction, Timothy kind of looked around a little bit and then like slowly turned.
I grab him again.
Hold on for a moment, Timothy. I'll be with you.
I need to find my apprentice also.
I mean, you should probably talk to Erica. She's arranging search parties. I need to get to Motorcycle Dave and first snow. And gestures at like the chaos of the checkpoint area.
Let him go. He's proven himself. He shot the dragon.
It's not about the proving. It's about the. Timothy, just really quickly. Give me your quick pitch. How are you going to ask for Snow to help?
I don't have to. I have a letter from Erica for them. I just have to deliver the letter. That's all I have to do.
Timothy, you have a sacred obligation as a messenger that includes verbal communication as well as letter delivery. So while you go look for them, think about what you're going to say when they look at the letter and then look at you and say something along the lines of exactly, why should we care? What do you need us? What do you need from us?
He kind of like waits till Marlowe's not directly looking at him and gives Vel'khan a look like, the fuck is this old guy?
I'm like slightly behind Marlowe, just like that. His peripheral just going like.
So I will say, Marlowe, you know, and some of the people in the cluster who have been around a while know First Snow and kind of know why they might help. So First Snow is a cluster that formed as an offshoot of Kalestroom. The last time Kalestroom reached around 150 people, because more than like getting in that area is getting dangerous and drawing more attention. So a cluster was kind of like formed and took some people off to lower that number, and form their own cluster. They've kind of picked their own like nomadic pathways a little bit, but they do kind of share a couple of points with you all, and this time of year they would be close to where this checkpoint is for this point of the season. So you would be calling upon essentially people that you all knew, that some of them used to be part of your cluster, may even have family in this cluster, for help. It wouldn't be like someone you maybe had some trade dealings with. It would be a known entity.
Is that the cluster that...
Yep.
Okay. Well, that explains why Marlowe's like fucking cares that the message is delivered correctly.
And it would be the person who would be receiving it is exactly the person you think. They're the ones who are the leader for First Snow.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll put like a hand on Marlowe's shoulder and look at Timothy.
Go on ahead.
And that barely has left your mouth before they started like jogging out of the cave mouth.
I'll take my hand off of her shoulder and look.
So, Goose is not here.
No. When the dragons attacked, they ran somewhere into the crowd. And, well, honestly, knowing it's them, I'd be surprised if they're out there trying to just ogle the dragons. You know, for someone who thinks dragons don't fuck, they're really, really into dragons.
What do you mean? Actually,
Don't worry about it. But, no.
okay. While Timothy is going first, though, I'll check our trail. I'll double check our trail and see if I can find this. Perhaps you lollygagging somewhere.
I wouldn't surprise me in the least. I know it'll mean a lot to Cass if we find them. And, well, they are actually horrifyingly one of the more promising of my apprentices, so I actually do really want them back. I'm, I guess, gonna search here more and keep an eye as people keep trickling in, maybe. Yeah.
I think at that you do hear like, because it reverberates in this cave, a like ear-splitting whistle from the back of the cave, as Erica Dellison had like done that like almost football game like whistle to get everyone's attention. And she goes, "Okay, everyone who's able, from the guardsmen and the scouts, get your asses over here. We got people to see if they're alive or dead. Everyone else, get ready to bed down. Those of you who know what your jobs are, let's get some food going for the people. Let's get sleeping arrangements set up. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go." And like almost gym teacher style, like getting people moving.
The implication is that she now has a list of these people and is going to talk about it.
So she has a list of confirmed alive, confirmed dead, but there are some that are like, we don't know if they are alive or dead yet.
I'm just going to quietly follow, I assume, Vel'khan over to that area to listen to what she says.
Cass is also there right now.
Yeah, and it's just like, look, we got only at the moment 10 confirmed deaths, right? The rest we don't know if they're alive or dead not. We know who's dead based off of people who saw.
Where the
people
fuck is Goose?
Did you lose your own sister?
Sibling. Also,
Okay.
watch your fucking mouth.
So that's news to me. Thank you. I will note it on my list and let the scouts know to keep an eye out for Goose Goose.
Genuinely looks Erica dead in the eye, knowing they're like important, and still goes, "Sibling, and watch your fucking mouth."
I think you see Erica like, they know that this is a stressful situation and you're like worried about Goose Goose. So they kind of just, again, brush over it. Be like, "Okay, thank you for the information. Hey, we'll note scouts, keep an eye out for Goose Goose." Okay, so here's how it's gonna go, right? Some vehicles scattered, but they know to come to the checkpoint. Maybe they got broken down. So I'm gonna need some volunteers to go with Dee Dee to see if y'all can track the vehicles, and maybe they got broken down, ran into a ditch or a tree or whatever. Not everyone's as good as Dee Dee and Dragon.
I'm going.
I also need some volunteers to go do the way people who were walking would go, back down through the trees to see if maybe people got lost in the trees, and help them get to the checkpoint that way. We also have already sent a runner to see if he can spot Motorcycle Dave, but also hit for Snow. They have a place relatively nearby that they probably heard what was going on, so they might also have some of our people there just kind of sheltering them. But yeah, if so they're not too terribly far away, so I expect to see or hear news from them in the morning. To what's going on from their end. Who wants to go look for vehicles? Who's gonna go through the woods?
I don't give a fuck about personal. I'll go in the woods.
I'll be going to the woods.
Awesome. All right. Dee Dee, pick your people, and you just see Dee Dee kind of like, and starts like tapping people on the chest with their crowbar.
I think that Cass will kind of quietly say to Dee Dee, just be like, if you see Goose, you know what to do, right? Like it's kind of like a granny like grandchild relationship where it's like Cass is fully aware that Dee Dee will do what needs to happen to get Goose back if they find Goose.
And I will, and you are 5 feet. They are 4 feet because they are bent over with old age.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like acknowledge and go and like do that gentle like grandma cheek pat.
They press like it's one of the most sweet things that you ever see Cass do. Cass doesn't really do sweet, but they kind of press foreheads together for a second, like an understanding is what's happening.
Yeah, and I think they take a couple of the vehicles, not too many. Dee Dee does take their little weird razor scooter tricycle thing, but a couple of the like other vehicles get in, like scouts and things get into it as well, and they take off. You do see fully Dee Dee catches air right at the lip of, and just like goes into the trees with air, and you just hear like crashing sounds. And the other cars leave at a more like respectable pace. And take
that's
like
Grampy. I'm sorry, that's Grampy.
Yeah, like
gender neutral Grampy.
take the actual trail out rather than just going through the trees in a straight line towards where the cluster was. You do see Dee Dee just got her arm dropped, but the bleeding has stopped.
Wait,
and she's
Ginger Snap?
Yes, Ginger Snap. Yes, she was right above Dee Dee in my list. Ginger Snap is what you can tell. They really want to go out. Every time they do that, you catch Erica like glaring at them, like don't fucking do it. So instead, they've gathered up the ones that are going in the woods and like coordinating. Erica has given them their kind of like topography version of the area map that they have. So Ginger Snap is going over like, this is most likely where if people got lost on the way up here, they probably headed towards. So we're gonna start from the top and going down, and then we'll go back from the bottom back up. That way we've done 2 passes. What we're gonna do, and they kind of give the general rundown of what you do if someone's lost in a forest. Like, you make a long line of people, you kind of keep the people on either side of you in sight, but you make a long line and you slowly sweep down, and then you slowly sweep up. So you don't have quite enough people to like fully cover the full breadth of the tree line, but you can get a pretty decent chunk of it in the first pass down and up. You'll probably have to do that a couple times over today and tomorrow to fully comb through everything. So you can get started on that. Marlowe, what are you doing? I know you said you're going over to see the names of the list.
I think Marlowe is going to duck whatever responsibilities they are supposed to have and just quietly like sidle over and leave with Vel'khan and Cass when they head out. Just not really saying anything about it, and like, I think normally they would be settling children and helping with some amount with like food prep and organization and like doing their job to calm everyone down after what happened, and they're just gonna quietly, without saying anything to anyone, like walk away and sorry, as it ended up, now that I've seen the list, are more than one of my apprentices missing, or just Goose? Did we get Din?
So, as a reminder, you already saw Din. Krill is still missing. They haven't been marked as dead. They are like one of those question marks. They don't know if they're missing or dead yet. And Goose Goose is also a question mark. Din is accounted for.
Did you change their names on me? This is not what I've written down.
I might have, because I forgot to write the names I gave you into the document, so I had to make up names.
They're in our text thread, but we don't need to retcon. So their names what's the gnome now? And this is are they still from Blind Eagle?
Yes. So the
Okay.
gnome is Krill, they're from Blind Eagle, and Din is from Gentle Stag.
Krill, like the tiny shrimpy things that whales eat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
To
Cool.
clarify, how much does Cass know about Marlowe's dealings with First Snow?
So I don't know that you know the specifics, but if you hang around the cave a little bit since it got mentioned, you probably hear like a couple of rumors. I think the splitting up off of First Snow from the cluster was before your time. So you don't you wouldn't have any direct knowledge, but you probably hear like some like whispering meals and like it's mentioned, be like.
Cass is a massive bitch. Is what I'm going for here. Which is as Cass is going out trying to find Goose, just looks at Marlowe dead in the eye and goes, "Oh, sorry, do you not have First Snow shit to go with? Seeing that's what you care about."
Yes. Not now. We have a job to do.
No, genuinely, because they couldn't fucking take care of Goose when they were meant to, so why are they here now?
Why weren't you taking care of Goose?
Because that's their fucking mentor.
And you're her sibling.
And you're their sibling. And you also did not look out for your sibling, but you ran towards an adult dragon, despite, I think you were the first person I heard yelling at everyone to run, which also, before I heard the dragon? What's that about?
Is that
A little nighttime visit that you'd like to talk about? Perhaps?
Oh, we're going to talk about nighttime. But yes, shockingly, I might have got a heads up.
Okay, let's walk and talk and keep an eye out for Goose and the rest of the cluster that we're looking for while we talk about this. But,
Can you stand between us, because I am going to hit them again.
I'm very
you had a warning. So does that mean it was a useful dream?
It was a dream. It was a different dream, and then things happened. I don't know. And for once, because I imagine this time it's dark, still the hood is off. You see that it's bioluminescent, kind of like white blonde, very kind of like short, really badly cut hair, but wispy white blonde hair, and they are kind of looking at everything like, I don't know what that means. It wasn't as bad as it usually is. And then I had one when I was awake. Which is...
That's...
you.
What?
Have
Can
you?
you both stop looking at me like that? It's weird when you look at me like that.
Cass, you're saying really weird things.
Yeah, I know that, but also it's weird when you both acknowledge it's weird.
Oh, you know it's weird.
Yeah, we all know it's weird. We're all aware of it. Why?
You and I haven't had our talk yet about what actually happened earlier this morning.
You were on the back of a dragon today. You can shut the fuck up. Anyway,
You threw a sword at the dragon, and me apparently. I think.
Yeah, I get them when I'm awake now, sometimes, apparently.
Please, no. No, when you're asleep, that's good enough.
I
agree, and yet...
I realize this is maybe a bad time to ask this question, but Cass, can I, with the benefit of a little more experience and knowledge, can I offer a piece of advice?
Go on.
Don't tell anyone else about any of the dreams, especially the waking up and hallucinating part.
Oh, I wasn't planning. Also,
Good.
It's not a hallucination, because when something said run, a dragon turned up.
Just minor point of clarification. You guys are openly having this discussion as you are walking through the forest.
No, we're
with
spread
other
out in the
people.
tree line, like we're in an area away from the rest of the
I'm
research
fully
party.
imagining this is Jamie Lee Curtis whisper shouting.
I don't, because like you're either shouting at each other as you are spaced appropriately, or you are openly talking in a cluster.
We are spaced
I
inappropriately.
fully thought it was like
You're
whisper
spaced.
shouting on the way out, so it's not like in front of people. It's
Okay, I just wanted to clarify because he just told you gotta keep this a secret. I'm like, are you like shouting at each other?
Look,
Quickly, you're one of your presumably your namesakes. Look, long time ago, do you remember how I said a lot of the Greek gods were really terrible? So they cursed a woman named Cassandra to always know the future accurately, but cursed her to never be listened to.
my name isn't Cassandra.
It's close enough.
That's not
And-
my name, though.
No, we know. He's just saying it's a different story.
No,
Similar
I don't want
circumstance.
I don't want my name to be imprinted on something just because I happen to have a name similar to a Greek, person
Look.
in history who end up having prophetic visions that no one fucking listened to. Why would I want that to be my namesake?
This is more of a cautionary tale. I think you were not sitting in on your siblings' lesson when we talked about like the different kinds of stories. There's like educational stories. There's cautionary. Okay.
Have you
Cautionary.
considered that the entire thing is inherently unfeminist, and the reason that they didn't listen to her is because she was a woman, and because of that, there was a whole thing going on, and that's why that didn't happen.
Look, I did in the before times, I did write a dissertation on feminism in Greek myth and why it wasn't in fact present. And there's a lot that could be argued that was relevant back then about the sort of democratization of Greece and the overhaul of masculine deity. Okay, I'm sorry. It's still 20 years later. It's still really present in my mind. Not the point.
Yeah, I read something recently, and it turns out that they were calling women prostitutes, and that's not what that fucking word means. And I like language. Anyway,
Yes, words are important. Words like sibling and some of the responsibilities that word usually entails.
don't you?
Which is why we're looking for them.
You had one fucking job, which
No,
is to take care of
no,
your fucking-
No, not true. I have too many jobs to count. And when there is a crisis, finding one person who is close to an adult and admittedly from a very interesting and sheltered background should still know to not run towards the dragons. So no, Cass, that's not my only job just because you said it was.
I'm gonna hit them. I say to Vel'khan.
As you make that statement, and you continue walking, we kind of fade back. You guys spend most of the time until it is too dark to continue going down the mountain, back up, and then down again to camp at the start of the tree line before it's too dark to keep searching, and you have to wait there till the morning to continue. And with that, we are gonna go to break.
With everyone feeling really chummy.
Yeah, you guys are having
Excited.
warm, fuzzy. Look how much more warm, fuzzy feelings you have as opposed to last time we went to break in an episode. So, so many more warm, fuzzy feelings. Anyways, go get a drink, go grab a snack, jog in place. I heard, actually, jumping in place is good for your bones as you get older. Apparently, the impact helps with bone
Impact is good for your bones as you get older. Jump more.
Do it. Yeah, impact on hard surfaces is
We
good
can
for your
talk
bone
about this
density.
during the break, but Jesus Christ, what?
Super true. Helps
Yes.
helps prevent osteoporosis.
Especially if you're a woman approaching the premenopausal stage of things. Anyways, go do that thing. Be healthy.
No, I am. I
We'll
need
see
to
you.
jump.
We'll see you after the break. Bye. Hello, and thank you for coming back after the break to join us. We're gonna go ahead and just jump right back into it. Goose Goose. You heard a dragon roar. The dragon's fire hit the cluster. Screaming chaos, people running, scattering, trying to grab valuables and get out of dodge. At one point, you get jostled around, you hear your name a couple of times in a couple different places, and you turn and run this way, and you turn and run that way, like you're confused about what's going on. And then you see, off to the side, close to you, just starting to catch fire, one of the tents, kind of like sub-tents of one of the, not to say rudely, pack horses, mules of the cluster, the people who like get the things that can't fit into some of the vehicles, that you know has recently got, but hasn't let Marlowe know, like the apprentices were supposed to handle seeing if any of the new paper or books or things that were in there were of anything of valuable, or if they were like Archie comics. Like,
storytelling is art. It's all
I know,
valuable.
but you have a bunch of them. You don't need 50 of issue 1. Like, so you see that starting to light on fire. What do you do?
I'm gonna go grab a couple of boxes, or we're gonna pick up whatever we can carry because we can't let it burn.
You were told you can't let things like this burn. So go ahead and give me a strength check. I don't think Goose Goose is very good at this.
And Goose Goose is not the greatest at strength. No.
I will allow, if you can tell me how you do it, finesse as well.
Oh, if we're going, finesse would probably be a matter of like old-fashioned balancing it on like your head kind of situation, you know, like when you would be trained to walk properly in Cotillion, they would balance books on your I like this child. And yeah, so it's definitely a matter of like balancing books, and we probably put some, you said this was like a little hoarder area.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a supplementary tent where like supplies coming into the cluster or like excess supplies get stored so that they can get onto like a truck or a van or something that's part of the cluster but isn't really owned by anyone in the cluster.
Did you explain that? And then I had a different idea. We're still balancing it on the head, but Pidgey's just gonna come and like.
You're gonna walk to the side when you're going that way.
It's like, yeah, and we'll just kind of like help keep everything balanced so nothing like flies off.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a finesse roll then.
So I just roll 2d12. I can figure out how to use this.
You got this, Goose.
So that is a. Okay.
And then what's your plus to finesse?
Finesse, shit. I was looking at strength, thinking about that still too. +1.
So 16. So yes,
Uh-huh.
you can get a couple of the crates and you're balancing. And Pidgey is almost like tap dancing on the top. Like as you start leaning this way, they start like going this way towards the edge, and then as you correct, they like.
I finally caught, like, with Pidgey up there, the Pidgey's 3 eyes match, like, normal human heights.
And you start taking off in a direction, like just trying to get away from all the screaming and the fire. You do hear not just the deep, like, bass bellowing roar that you heard, but you hear 2 smaller, almost closer to shrieks happen too. You probably hear, like, screams.
Did you hear those babies? Pidgey, are those babies?
I think Pidgey decides not to answer you. But you just start booking it, and you keep booking it, and you keep booking it.
I'm booking it. I'm
yeah,
booking
you're
it.
booking it. And you get into some trees, and you're just like you just keep running until you don't hear sounds of like screaming and battle and whatever's going on. And you exit the tree line into more of like a meadow situation. And then you realize you have no idea where you are.
Oops.
Not knowing where you are.
We're not in Kalestroom anymore, Pidgey.
Ah!
You see a spectral golden brick road. No. So
I feel like I
Golden
should
Road
skip down
leads you to the
this.
gathering point.
Yeah. Knowing that you have absolutely zero idea where you are, what do you want to do? You have a couple of crates in these books.
Yeah, no, I'm still balancing them. Like that until the moment that you tell me they've fallen off, I am assuming Goose is still balancing them with utmost precision. But I do have nature's tongue, so you can speak the language of the natural world. I would just love to, ask. I'm assuming a little daffodil, some silly little wildflower that's super cute. Yeah, I would just love to try and talk to one of these little guys. And,
Yeah, I mean, there's
figure out where-
plenty to talk to. So it's like a grassy meadow, and like the tall kind of wild grass that comes up somewhere between like your knee and maybe like your hip area, like the tall wispy wild grass, and plenty of like wildflowers and stuff. The good thing about the dragon attacks and the fact that there's a whole lot less living humanoids is that nature seems to be doing pretty well.
I don't know a bad nature. Nature's always been like this.
Exactly. So I would say a presence roll to just see how much or how friendly these flowers are.
Okay, I was gonna say the ability has to make an instinct roll.
Yeah, if it gives you a roll to do for your spell, then do that.
Dude, that's 17. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's pretty good. So yeah, you find, we'll say golden poppies. Like you find like a little bunch of golden poppies, kind of like happily swaying in the breeze that's happening here. Just vibing.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Do you know where I am?
We're in the meadow.
but is this like? Hold on 1 second.
Free
My cat
of
is
the
about to
bees.
tear down my door. Yeah, a meadow. But like, do you know what meadow? Which meadow?
Here, feel the breeze.
Oh, that. You are right. That is a good breeze.
Wiggle with the breeze.
So wiggle with the breeze.
Don't you feel better?
Yeah, I do. But I didn't really feel bad before. I just need to know where I am so I can get back to where I was going.
You don't, because they're flowers. You don't see like that like blink blink blink. But you
Other
like,
petals just
yeah, you just like feel that through the connection you have with them. You always feel like a blink blink blink. Like, the flowers don't need to leave the meadow. Why would you want to leave the meadow?
Because I have a friend who is. I have lots of friends actually. That's my whole flock. They're back, and then Goose literally just spins in a circle, pointing, and poor Pidgey is having to like hold on to every single book right now. Wherever they are, that's where all my friends are. Some of my friends, they do things with flowers. They're pretty, and the flowers have to go with them. So that's why you should know where you are and where I need to be.
Again, you kind of like a blink blink blink. They're like, but if you're a flower, why do you need to go anywhere but a meadow?
Well, I'm not a flower, I'm a bird, but I have friends who are kind of like flowers who have to go places.
So what you're saying is you need to go to where the loud, mean things are.
Well, they're loud, yes, but not necessarily mean. Just
They pluck flowers.
misunderstood.
They pluck flowers. They're mean.
Well, I
Flowers
guess.
die when they're not in the meadow anymore.
Well, no, that's fair. I'll tell them to stop plucking flowers. But I thought you were talking about the dragons. I'm so used to people being mean about dragons.
No, dragons are fantastic. They breathe fire and then things grow
You
again.
get it!
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna ask if I could bring you with me so you could tell everyone, but you just said that if you were out of the ground you would die, so I don't think you could tell everyone if I took you out of the ground. Could I bring everyone here and you tell them that?
As long as they promise not to trample us.
Okay, I can do that. But in order to bring them here, I need to know where here is and they are so I can be there.
So you need something to help you to get to the big mean people who you say aren't mean.
Correct.
That's
They try not to
easy.
be mean.
And they kind of like do this like they almost like they still are, you know, fluttering, but they almost seem to do it against the wind this time, and it kind of acts like a cascading wave. You see not just them but the flowers around them then take it up, and then the grass takes it up, and it's almost like a rolling wave over this meadow and up over a hill, and it disappears. And they're like, we did the thing. If you can vibe with us for a little bit now, you'll be fine.
Thanks for doing the thing, golden poppy flowers. I'll follow you like a little road. Mwah! And he like bends down and gives them a little kiss, completely disappearing like into the grass, except for the crates and Pidgey on top. Just a little kiss to the flowers, and he's just gonna waddle all the way through.
No, sit.
Oh.
Sit. Listen to the wind.
This is good wind.
Yeah, and it's
Not
probably
wrong.
like maybe like an hour and a half later. You're not sure what you're hearing, but there's something getting closer. Like you're used to at this point the sounds of motors. You weren't used to that in the underboard. You've had to get used to it since being above ground and being with the cluster and moving in the like caravan situation. Like you're used to motor sounds. This doesn't sound quite like that, but it has like the same like pattern almost. And crusting over the hill that you saw the like wave of grass go over, you see like a figure on like some vehicle of some sort coming over. and they follow exactly kind of where you saw that wave. They follow the path of that straight to you and kind of stop. And what you see is an older, like male 60s human man, big goggles, almost like a big like baseball cap, like Hello Slugger kind of baseball cap on, that's really beat up and rough and a little torn. And he's got like the stereotypical like dad polo and like khaki shorts with like a braided belt.
Cargo shorts.
Yeah, and like sandals and socks.
It could be worse. It could be jokes. It could be jokes.
It could be. And he has a little bitty sidecar that's absolutely stacked with like various papers and what looks like boxes or packages of some sort, and like a small makeshift closed. It looks like a trunk, but it's almost been made into like a trailer attached to the back of his little electric motorcycle thing. And he goes, "Oh, Gertrude, now."
Oh,
Greta!
come on, Dave! Don't do this to me, Dave! You know who I
Gherkins. Nice to see you.
am! Close enough, I guess. I mean, it's Goose. It's really not that hard. But, you know, it's okay.
I'm
I
sorry.
get
It's you know, I'm just so old at this point. And he like gets off of his motorcycle and comes around and he's like, "Well, what are you doing here, Goose? Aren't you supposed to be the kind of angry one and the other one that talks a lot?"
I'm vibing. Kind of flows a little bit with the flowers again.
Oh, so you're the package that the flowers told me to come with.
You can talk to the flowers too?
Well, yeah. How do you think I don't get lost?
Well, they were telling me that I should. The flowers are smart.
Some of them are. Normally, you don't want to talk to wildflowers. They're pretty dumb. And you don't want to talk to grass either, because you're just like, "Oh, I've only been alive like a year.
Yeah, they
But
say
I have-
touch me too much.
I have generational knowledge kind of thing," but they really don't. They don't remember that. Well, who you want to talk to really is the trees. The older the better. They know what, but you gotta like understand. So like you can't be like, "Where are the people?" But you could be like, "Oh, like where's the best water?" And then that's how you find the river. And you're like, "Okay, I know how to get from the river to the thing. I can do that."
And like Goose has got their notebook out for storytelling and is drawing a picture of a tree. Because they don't know how to write the word tree, but they can draw a picture of one.
So you need a red?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, and these boxes come with you?
These ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and he starts taking those and he puts them in the like little trunk
Did you let
trailer.
him take them? It's okay.
He puts them in the little trunk trailer behind his motorcycle, and he kind of starts also moving a little bit of the things out of the way in the like legitimate sidecar, not the makeshift one that Dee Dee has, but a legitimate sidecar, and moving it, and it almost becomes like a little nest. And he goes, "Oh, don't mind Margaret. She's sleeping, but she'll be fine. You can join Margaret."
Kind of peeking in. Who's Margaret?
So you see a massive and very thick snake. You're not sure what kind, but it's just it's wrapped itself along the outside edges of the sidecar, almost like it's encircling the packages in the mail that's there a couple times, and it's just smooshing. You hear like the smell is like, and it when that happens, the little tongue flicks out. It's like shh. Don't mind Margaret. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Just try not to kick her. That makes her real mad.
Yeah, I don't like being stepped on either.
I know. I don't know anybody that. Well, that's not true. I do know a few people who like to step on them. But that's not here or there. You go get
They're
out.
talking too much about all of this, and Goose is just gonna get in and like wiggle a little bit, and you know get groomed and all closed up, and is just gonna try and like get face to face with Margot. Because why would you not want to get face to face with a little snake that's going?
Yeah. So Margaret is like a couple times when their tongue hits you, since snakes sniff and smell with their tongue. At first, it's probably not the best idea. I don't know if you know how to trigger feeding response in a snake, but a big way to do that is by putting food in front of their flicking tongue.
Right, Goose.
So I am going to need an agility reaction roll because you've decided to put your bird-like self in the path of a flicking snake's tongue.
Yeah. Good at sensing, good at navigating. We're not smart.
Okay. So I
17.
think it's she kind of like jerks a little bit, like almost in like that kind of like still asleep way of like, oh, food. But opens up her eyes as she does it, and she sees it's you. You know Motorcycle Dave. He comes around every so often, part of the volunteer group of people that kind of go between the clusters with packages and like deliveries and letters and stuff. So you've decided that Motorcycle Dave is like your best friend,
Yeah.
even if he doesn't know that.
100. He's told me to talk to the trees. He's got a pet snake. He has all of this paper.
Yeah, and I think the thing that maybe decided that is the first time you saw him come into the cluster, he was like trying to unload something from the sidecar, and you came over to see what was going on, and he just like put Margaret on your shoulders to get her out of the way to like finish digging in there and handed things over to Erica. And you're like,
Hey. It's like a dragon, but without legs, wings, and fire breathing.
yeah, sure. And, you know, with the fangs and venom thing. You know, there's a few differences. But
There's a list.
yeah. So Motorcycle Dave gets you settled in. He reaches kind of into the sidecar a little bit in front of you, and like from somewhere under some letters pulls out like what was probably like a paintball helmet in the before times, and like puts that on top of your head, and he's like, there you go. The mean one will get mad if I don't give you something good. Okay, you ready? Hold on tight. This thing goes faster than it sounds like it does. And he gets back on the bike and puts down his goggles. And you realize as he starts it up, that strange sound that had rhythm like the motors, but was way quieter and slightly like different, like the whining, is the motorcycle. And it's on purpose, because electric vehicles, one of their big problems in modern days, they make no noise, so you might get a car crash. When you try to be sneaky and keep out of the way of dragons, is beneficial not to make a lot of noise, like a diesel motor. So he goes take off, and he's like, so like you never really told me like why you're out here instead of in the cluster, because isn't the cluster in the like valley at this point of the year?
Say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
Like, you never really told me why you're here, like, because the cluster's in the valley this time of the year, so, like, did you just, like, run away? Did you wander away?
Oh, there was a dragon.
Oh, probably shouldn't go to the valley, that's probably bad. Did they yell anything before everyone scattered?
You know, I don't remember. All I saw was the paper was about to be on fire, and Marlowe has said you take care of the paper, so I took care of the paper.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll figure it out, I guess. And he just keeps going. And where you went through the little small like patch of forest to get to the meadow. He goes around it and comes into the meadow from almost like a hidden dip in the hills, instead of going into where what he could clearly see is burned husks of like vehicles and tents and things. He kind of skirts the tree line over to what looks like the like oldest, biggest tree, and goes, "Okay, now I can show you how you're supposed to do it." And he gets off, puts the goggles up, and goes up to the tree, and he puts his hand on it and goes, "Well, hello, good evening, Mr. Tree. I have a question for you, if you don't mind." And you just see the branches like wiggle and wave a little bit. "Well, no, thank you very much for that. I will make sure that the next time that the people are here, they stay away from your fruit, so you can spread your seed, as it were. But do you know which way the people went? I don't mean like individual. I don't need the seeds. I don't need the seeds. Do you know where most of the fruit has rolled toward?" And you just see the branches wave again. He goes, "Why, thank you, Mr. Tree. Like I said, I'll tell them to leave you alone next time." And he just kind of pats it and comes back to the motorcycle with on and puts the goggles on. They said they headed, and he points towards the mountain that way. So I'm assume probably somewhere in one of the caves. So let's get moving. I'm sure they're probably got search parties and things out. We'll find somebody. If not, you could come with me. I'm heading off to some of the other clusters to deliver things anyway. So you can come with me to Savage Wolves, Stage, Gentle Stag, and even Blind Eagle if you will.
Yeah, I mean, if we can't find them, I mean, I might as well. I could help you deliver everything, and we would be very fast and efficient.
Yep. And he just like finishes circling the valley and starts driving up into the mountains. He's not as death-defying as DD was right up the mountain. He like takes his time. He like meanders and like follows the natural, almost like game trails up the mountain slowly. Cass, Marlowe, Vel'khan, you have all gone off and searching for any survivors. You've gone down and up the mountain, down and up the mountain, and had to camp at some point. You found a few people who like got confused or like went to a different cave rather than the cave they were supposed to, and you've helped them kind of like get them in the right path. It's probably mid-ish day, and you are halfway down the mountain again, and you just hear off in the forest, "Motorcycle day, motorcycle day.
Honk honk,
Go day,
honk honk,
motorcycle day."
honk honk.
Does anyone else do that?
Unfortunately, I do.
I'm trying not to.
That's
Motorcycle Dave.
Yes.
no, the honk honk.
That's
So is that Goose?
Honk honk.
Goose.
Honk honk,
Motorcycle day.
honk honk,
Dave, shut up. Honk honk.
honk honk.
Echolocate.
So I don't think Motorcycle Dave or Goose Goose hears you all, but you all definitely hear them.
This is a version of Marco Polo, but it's just honk 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 honk.
Yeah.
Can I get louder? Just the honk honk.
So give me a instinct roll to see if you can like echolocate where on the mountainside this Motorcycle Dave and Honk Honk musical is happening.
The gnarly one is my finger dice.
While they're doing that, can I like look around to glance at our surroundings?
And that's +1 on top. That's a 14.
Are we
Yeah.
safe? Is this safe what they're doing?
I mean, you just get attacked by a dragon. You don't know
Yeah.
if they're still in the area or not, and someone's making enough noise where you could hear them coming up the mountain. So, like, if the dragons are gone, it's fine. The noise will keep any predators from attacking them, like a bear or something. But if the dragons aren't gone, probably not. Cass, you can tell that you can't tell exactly like where it's coming from, but you can tell it's coming up the mountain. It almost seems like it's very meandering and coming, but it is coming up the mountain, like it's trying to get to where the cluster currently is in the caves.
And I'm scared, so I'm gonna start running down towards the sound.
Yeah. Give me.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like,
Cass,
Cass is 10,000% not stopping. She totally said she takes off.
In the words of the old folk song, I'll be coming down the mountain, coming down the mountain.
So go ahead and roll me a agility reaction roll.
That's actually not bad for me. Okay, so let's see. Again, now we want resolve this for it.
Vel'khan, I suppose we should go, but let's just... I'm gonna take it slow,
You take it slow. I'll go after her.
if you are. And
so-
I just walk carefully.
I spray.
So what's your plus to agility?
9 altogether.
Okay, so you don't have any plus to agility.
I've got 1 plus 1.
So what
Oh,
happened? Okay, yeah. So what happens is you take off. You're like, I hear the honk. And you take off down the mountain. What you didn't account for is you're going down an incline, so you start taking up more speed than you thought you were. And you start hitting some of those like gravelly rock shell places that are always on mountainsides, and start actually like skidding uncontrollably down the mountain. Right as coming out of a tree line, following the game trail is Motorcycle Dave with Goose Goose in the sidecar, and he doesn't see you in time to fully stop, but with a 10 sees you in enough time to like whip around Tokyo Drift style and try not to hit you, but you still get hit. You didn't pass the DC to not get hit, but you did pass the DC to not get run over. So then there's that. There's that. There's that. See,
When you grow up underground, you don't have two things. One is hills. That's not really a thing underground. You also don't have motorcycles. So all of these things are quite valid that Cass was not expecting at the time.
So we're gonna see how much damage. You take 3 from just getting kind of like almost side swiped by this sidecar and this motorcycle. Oh, and then you hear, woof, that was scary. Is Margaret okay?
I think Margaret's good. Margaret, are you good?
You just hear like a very quiet hiss somewhere, like by your feet. Is Pigeon good too? Cause I know he was asleep, so it's probably let him die. Oh wait, we hit somebody. Yeah, that's right. Motorcycle Dave gets off the motorcycle and goes over. And like pokes you. Are you okay, Mad One? I found the Mad One for you.
Hi.
Oh my god, you're okay. Oh,
Yeah.
thank god.
I live with the flowers.
I'm gonna hug this. What do you mean I'm not unpacking that right now, and I'm gonna hug these kids? Like, don't run off.
But this is very conflicting information. You guys say don't run to the dragons when the dragons is here. You guys say don't run off when the dragons is here. What am I supposed to do?
Run away, don't run off.
I ran away. I even Motorcycle Dave, can we open the back?
Oh yeah. He
Yeah.
kind of like almost hobble walks, like that shuffle walk that older gentlemen do as they get into their 60s and 70s, where they're like leaning forward, almost leading themselves over to the trunk and open it and hand you the crates, the boxes of books.
I did it. See, I didn't run off. I ran away. I was protecting our sacred texts or whatever Marlowe says.
Fuck the sacred text. Why were you gone that long?
Because I was talking with the flowers.
What do you mean you were talking with the flowers?
We were having a good time. We were just vibing.
What does and you could, the hug has started to get into that sibling. Like,
This
am
is
I
a little bit uncomfortable, Kaz. I think you're gonna pull my feathers out if you're not careful.
I'm not gonna pull your feathers out. I'm going to have a stern conversation.
Okay, let's all slow down for a moment. She got lost, or they got lost, and I showed them how to talk to the trees to find people again. So they should be fine in the future, but they did get a little lost, and the grass told me that someone needed to get picked up, so I came pick them up.
See, I learned that you shouldn't ask the wildflowers because the wildflowers are dumb.
We're gonna fight for you, though.
Yeah, and what were you talking to, Goose? What were you talking to?
It was a pretty little yellow flower.
Dave, was it a wildflower?
No, it was a golden poppy.
What does that mean?
Sure, in the before times when this place was kinda close to California.
I actually don't care. Shall we get to the cluster? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't know where it was, and Goose Goose didn't know where it was, so I asked the tree, and they said this way. So it would be really great if you tell us where they are.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump up next to Motorcycle Dave and just direct back to the cluster.
Motorcycle Dave. And you can tell he's a very different driver than Dee Dee because you did death defy these ones up this mountain with Dee Dee last time. He meanders and takes the game trails and doesn't jump anything. He's very careful and slow and slowly going
Cass is having the worst day of her life.
Cass, did you know that Motorcycle Dave is my best friend?
Since when?
Since we met. Motorcycle Dave, you were aware of that, right?
Motorcycle Dave.
I don't think Motorcycle... I'm going to turn around and look at him. I don't think that Motorcycle Dave can hear people 90% of the time.
But you say something, you know, me Motorcycle Dave something?
And that's just what I like about him.
Okay.
I can practice all my stories on him, and he doesn't even have to give me feedback like Marlowe does sometimes.
I can't decide what the lesser of two evils is. Dave, if you take a left here, left, yep, that's a shortcut. Left, please left.
What are you saying?
Left.
Okay.
To the left,
I'll take
to
a
the left.
And he does not go left. He goes right. But he goes right up a game trail that looks a little easier where like a left would have been like a jump over a log. But he does eventually come back around to go like swinging back to the left. And you just
Can I still hear Vel'khan yelling Cass?
Probably, yeah.
Did I see them? Like,
I think I don't think you saw what happened where Cass got hit and then that whole conversation, but I do think you start to see Motorcycle Dave just kind of like meandering up the mountain.
Okay, well, they're on their way, so I'm just gonna make my way back to where Marlowe was.
But I've made it like maybe 50 feet down, just like picking my way very, very, very slowly and carefully.
I think Vel'khan, Motorcycle Dave kind of like stops near you and like, do you need a ride too? I picked up 2 people already. I can pick up a 3rd. You just gonna have to sit on the trailer there.
No, I think I'm fine. There's one more up there that could probably use the ride.
Okay. There's so many things. You are aware motorcycles aren't really meant for. Okay, Motorcycle Day.
Honk, honk.
Motorcycle.
See you all when you get back.
Honk, honk.
And eventually, Marlowe, they do make it to you, and he stops and goes, "Oh, it's the talking one. Hi."
Dave, I've got to write you a new song. Will you let me do that for you?
As long as it's got my name in it, because
It'll have more. It'll have your name and a few more words.
Okay,
Not
'cause
only your name. How about that?
I gotta say my name because I'm by myself a lot, and if I don't say my name or something out loud, I kind of forget how to talk.
It'll be a whole ballad. It'll be a whole ballad about you and your motorcycle and Margaret. How about that?
Oh yeah, that seems nice.
And we'll just make sure we'll just have a nice refrain. So like every 3-4 lines, we get a good motorcycle Dave in there, so people know it's you and know that you're coming, and you don't forget who you are.
Maybe every like 8 lines. 8 lines would be good.
Go ahead, Mora. Climb on that trailer back there.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly. You look very overloaded.
The spiky head wood said that you needed help up the mountain.
Well, that was very nice of Vel'khan to say that, and I very reluctantly try to find a place in the trailer, glaring daggers back down the mountain towards Vel'khan.
Yeah, so the trailer again is kind of like he's retrofitted almost like a steamer trunk onto like welded wheels to the bottom of it, and
I mean casters, I assume. Yeah.
But it's like off-roading wheels, casters, and then like hooked to the back like a trailer. So you're like on this almost like one of those mechanical bulls.
Honestly, I think as soon as he starts moving, Marlowe just like feels every rock in their bones and is like, nope, and like hops off before the speed picks up too much.
Oh, the speed doesn't pick up very much.
Great. Then I'm Dave, I appreciate it. I just got a real bad like twinge in this hip here, and I think I'm gonna walk it off. So I'll
actually also okay to walk, and you know that Cass hates this when she's chosen the lesser of two evils is Marlowe.
it's okay. You just got right after vibrations, and then the vibrations make it so you don't feel anything anymore.
I've got brittle bones. It's fine.
We'll see at the look. Up another about like 500 feet, and then like on the left and deep in the cave.
Okay.
Goose. Goose, remember to identify yourself.
Honk, honk. And they do make it to the cave a little bit before you. Not that much before you, because again, Dave does not go very fast in these woods. And just kind of takes his time.
I love him.
He probably gets there like 5-10 minutes before you all do. And
he doesn't just get picked off the side of a mountain by a fucking dragon, huh?
No.
Good.
He gets to the cave, and you can see like by the time you all get there, he's not on the motorcycle anymore, and he's actually got like a small like mail side sack stuffed with things. Like he's walking around to the people he can find who actually are supposed to be getting things, the ones that are there, like he's handing things out to, and he stops by and talks to Erica. He's like doing that whole old man, like front of body leading him kind of walk to do it.
As we're walking up, I think there's, probably a moment or two of silence, and then Marlowe, without really looking sideways at all, is just like, Cass, I have an actual job in the cluster that does not include eyes on people that decide to run away, right?
Your job is to what?
No. My job is to, I just like shrug the backpack full of books. This is my job. My job is to make sure that this survives and that everyone, Goose included, learns from what our history has to tell us and has hope of some kind, of any kind, for the future. And that is more important than any one person.
Like I said before, and I stand by it. If there's nobody left, what the fuck do they do exactly?
If there's nobody left, then the dragons get to, I don't know if they can read. I haven't seen anyone tell me that they're intelligent enough to do that, but if there's no one left, then the dragons have won. And if there is no imagination, if no one can think of what the world was like before them and imagine what it will be like after them.
Have you considered
And
that
they've won.
sometimes maybe we don't talk about what happened before because there's nothing we can do about what happened before? What happens now is trying to understand how we deal with this. Telling everyone cute little fairy stories about, Miss Muffet on the Tuffet and whatever are all well and good, but at the end of the day, we're dying out here.
We've got, another couple 100 feet. Let me tell you something, let me tell you a little story that is not the one that I tell anyone under the age of about 17. And as we go, Marlowe tells the story of Fast and Slow, who are twin brothers. One of them always runs, one of them always walks, and eventually they travel together. And they travel through many, many places, and at some point, Fast comes back to Slow and brings a white flower and says, across the ocean, there's a land where it's always bright, and at its border, there's a land where it's always dark, and in between them, this flower grows. And then, the next day, Fast disappears, and Slow is left walking alone with this flower, trying to find how to keep moving, wondering where his brother is, his brother that he's never been apart from his entire life. And he walks for months, maybe years, until he finds this place where it's always bright, and he finds the border, and he picks a flower. And he walks into the darkness, and he doesn't know how long he's in it. There's nothing to measure time or count the days. And this whole time he loses hope, doesn't know where his brother is, until in the darkness he hears his brother's song. And they run towards each other, and they finally stand still, reunited. And Marlowe tells this whole story on the last walk, and before they get within earshot of the cave stops Cass for a moment and says, now what do you think the point of that story is?
It's a stupid story.
Point.
If you have a sibling, you don't leave them.
And if your sibling is determined to leave, whether you want it or not, if your sibling is opposite of your very nature in every way, and they go off by themselves, what do you do?
Doesn't matter. I'm the older sister. It's my job.
Ah, and there we have it. It is your job, not mine. And Marlowe
fuck
walks into the cave.
Marlowe.
As soon as Marlowe walks into the cave, not reading social cues at all, Dave comes up to him and smacks him on the back. He's like, "Oh, I forgot talking one. I got a letter here from you, for Snow. I stopped by there like 2 or 3 months ago. I haven't made my circuit over to Kalestroom yet. Here you go."
Marlowe does their best impersonation of Margaret and snatches the letter as fast as they can.
Oh, okay. I mean, you don't have to be so upset. Oh wait, it comes with the thing too. Hold on a minute. And he also pulls out. It's this small, almost like wooden hand carved box, about the size of like a pendant or a ring box. But this comes with it too. She didn't tell me how to open it, and it doesn't seem like it has a hinge or anything. But she said you get a kick out of figuring that out.
Marlowe takes a moment to look at the box.
Oh, it's a puzzle box. It's 100% a puzzle box.
And then takes it and the letter like out to the cave entrance where people are not. And waits for Vel'khan, I guess, to catch up.
Yeah. So Vel'khan, are you like just continuing with this? Because the rest of the scouting party is still going up and down the mountain. Cass and Marlowe have fully dipped out of the scouting party, but there is still the scouting party going up and down the mountain.
It's my job, so I go back with the scouting. Once I see that they're going back, I go back with the scouting party.
Okay. I just wanted to be clear. Cass heard honk honk, took off, and was like, I'm out.
Fuck you people.
And I think as the day goes on and you're going up and down, you do find you continue to find a couple people here and there. You come across one right as the sun is starting to set and you're at the base of the mountain, who like set up like a little bit of a campsite, a very small smokeless fire. You can tell that they know what they're doing in the woods. There's a couple of very injured like scouts there too. One of them looks like they have like bite marks where their shoulder meets their neck, like maybe they were one of the ones that at one point got picked up by one of the dragons and dropped, and you can see like that whole arm's in a sling, and they seem to like be kind of like directed like, okay, we need to like make sure we get like find water. There should be some berries over there on the south side that we can collect that are edible. And we can put them in a stew. It's not going to be like a very hearty dinner, but like it'll fill you up at least until we can get up the mountain. Like, you know this person. You actually know this person to be Sam's younger brother. And to remind you, Sam is the dude that got fucking fire charred in the dragon attack.
I remember Sam. Yeah.
He lived though. He did live, right?
I mean, did you remember to take him with you?
I think I told
Yeah, and the chaos. Did you remember to grab Sam and take him with you?
You got half by Cass. I'm not sure whether we did.
I didn't have an option.
You did though. So maybe, I don't know, we'll have to roll for it to see if he makes it back to rejoin the cluster or not. But yeah, his younger brother is there, like, directing people, and like, it's probably a small group of like 4 other, like, cluster member survivors. It's like a mom and her little toddler, and like an older woman, and like what look like younger sibling as well.
How are you all doing?
I mean, we did get our shit rocked by a dragon and their dragonlings, so could be better. Yeah, could be better. I could be dead. We could definitely in the morning use everyone's help to get up. I haven't seen anyone else. I've been keeping an eye out for signs, so no one really has been on this side of the mountain but us. But we could really use y'all's help in the morning. If you're welcome to share our campsite. We have like plenty of fronds and beddings and things for the night.
About how long would it take us to get here?
So to get back up the mountain, it would be like the dead of night before you got back up to the top. Like it would be so pitch black, and you might have torches and things, but again, you guys are very aware of the fact you don't know if the dragons have like left the area or not. You have hopes, and you're like, if they haven't left the area and Dave didn't get eaten singing all the way up this mountain, he's the fucking luckiest guy in the goddamn world.
Because I can see at night, but nobody else can, so.
In the morning, we'll get you all safely back to the cluster. What's left of it right now. You're doing a good job keeping everybody together here.
Thanks. I tried. I know my brother would really want me to help people get to the checkpoint.
definitely would.
Hey, have you seen my brother?
During the chaos, we got separated. I'm not sure if I've seen him since, but I'm sure we'll see him when we get back.
Now, I have a question for you. It's technically not a lie. You did get separated in the chaos. And you don't know what happened to him. But, like, are you trying to hide the emotion that might come over you as, like, oh, fuck, yeah, the last time I saw that dude, he was, like, totally, like, crispy chicken. Like, or are you just, like, you're just letting what comes through comes through?
I'm freaking old. I'm letting whatever comes through comes. So I'm not gonna hide it from him, but I am telling him, I'm telling him how I feel about the whole thing. We did get separated. I don't want to believe he's dead. I did.
So what I'm hearing is when it comes time, I should make you roll for it.
I mean, this guy clearly got picked up.
Till you're back and I can help you. This is all Marlowe can do is talk.
Yeah, so I think he kind of tilts his head and gives you a look. But I think because he's not a very perceptive person as far as like social cues. If you like break a twig, he can find you which way in the forest you went, no problem. He's one of your like top like trackers or hunters in the wilderness for the scouting party. He's not a people person. He prefers to be in the wilderness. So like I don't think he catches exactly what might be causing the emotions, but you can see like it's one he's heard a lot recently, and I mean again your entire cluster got their shit rocked by a giant dragon and their babies, so he's probably heard that at all of the survivors he has. But he gets you set up with like some of the stew and things that are on, and helps you in the scouting party like bed down. And I think as the sun's setting and you're setting up in camp with him, we're gonna go back to the cave for a moment. And
You have one last thing. How far could I figure we are from where the we got a shit rock?
you could definitely get eyeballs on the cluster from the edge of the forest, and go a little bit to get more eyeballs on like. But you couldn't get into where the cluster was, like into the center of it. You could get eyeballs on it, definitely, and see like what's going on there.
Is it like so it's like it's pretty far from where we are right now?
It's decent. You're losing the light, so like you and the couple of people in the search party who have night vision could probably go and like sneak and look at things. Or you could go and get eyes on it without going into the valley that it's in, while staying in the cover. Like those are kind of like the two ways you could go about it if you're gonna go check out the cluster.
I went when it starts getting darker, because that's where Vel'khan mostly shines in the dead of night. Since I was Night Walker. I'll wait till it starts getting darker and darker. And then I think I'll gather up at least one or two of my better night scouts, and I'll tell them we're going to go back to where we were before this earlier today, and see if we can find everyone.
Okay.
Gotta be efficient and quick, in and out.
We're waiting until dark.
Yes, is that a problem?
Oh no, I'm just checking. And you see him kind of like his eyes keeps flicking up to the sky, like checking this, like almost like it's a twitch, like checking the sky every so often.
Just keep to the cover, keep low, keep out of sight. You'll be fine. If you do see anything, make sure you let the others know.
And so you all head off to go do that. As once the sun has set, it's gotten dark enough, you'll head off to do that. We'll go back up the mountain and spin it backwards a little bit to right as the sun is going down. You hear people at the entranceway, and a medium-ish group blocks kind of like the dying light that is coming into the cave. You see in the front of it is a figure in kind of an outfit almost like Bedouin, like Sahara Desert, like full garb, cloaked, no skin showing, except for that on their head instead they almost have like a cloth or like thick leather version of like full chainmail. It comes down, it covers everything. There's just a little slit across where the eyes would be to see through. As they just kind of like come into the cave, and you see like Erica and a few of the more established old timers from the cluster like all go rush to greet and meet with both the figure in the front fully clothed and covered, and the rest of the people that are behind them that all seem to be carrying like boxes and bags and packages, and like there's like a couple of things that like 2 or 3 of them are carrying between them, and they're not trying to be sneaky about it. You can hear them talking to Erica, and they go, "We are so glad that we find you intact in this trying time. We received your message, and we thought we would provide some sustenance. We do have a bountiful year happening, so we thought we'd provide some things to get you going. And the offer, if you would like, to join with our cluster for the time being until you're back on your feet. I know the colder times are approaching, and it may be hard in your current condition to sustain yourself." And they kind of like almost like partially like bow or nod their head to Erica, and you can see Erica goes, don't you? Just like goes in for a big hug with them and like pats them on the back. There.
Who sees this?
So the people in the cave.
Okay, so Marlowe, Cass, and Goose.
Yes.
So I just got there, right?
You've been there for a while because this is right at sunset. So you've probably been back with Goose Goose for like an hour or so.
I see strangers and I immediately pull up, my face covering, goggles down, head covering at the top. But I do kind of pause for a second in seeing someone as covered as I am. And it just gives me pause for a second, just to look.
Who's just gonna go introduce themselves? Because you're supposed to make yourself... Marlowe said, make sure you make yourself known and introduce yourself and tell people who you are. So...
Cass will remember this. Cass will
Being
remember this, Marlowe.
Marlowe actually has 2 jobs. The second one is training all their apprentices, and Goose thinks they're doing a great job of being an apprentice, okay?
Oh, hello, young man. How did you get here on the above ground?
You know I'm not from the above ground?
I'm walking over in a second.
Child, many of us have fled the Underborn since the times of the dragon.
Well, I didn't flee because I don't run away or run off. I go and run like I'm told to do.
And you see them, you can hear them chuckle. You can't see their mouth because it is again. You can see the fabric moving, and they chuckle again, and they just kind of like gently pat you on the head.
I imagine that there is probably different codes to how people behaved below ground and above ground, and how you show yourself to be someone that is not to be fucked with. So whatever stance I need to be making to show people from, like, underground that I am not to be fucked with is the stance I am giving as I walk over and put one bandaged hand over Goose.
So roll me an instinct roll first, because they're also from the underground.
Okay.
Underborn with Daggerheart.
Underborn. Okay, fear being the top kind of works here, so that's a 15. No, 14.
That's a fear.
No, I'm lying, it's 50. I just can't count.
Thanks for the fear. So what you can read, you can't read everything, but you can read the like the way they handle themselves, their like carriage, their cadence of speech. In the Underborn, you've heard this kind of thing before, not from anyone in the cult, but from some people that you may have interacted with, whether it be trading or like going into market days, that kind of thing. And they're typically the people in those communities that are labeled more like guides, advisors, wise people. So they're very calm, very often have their own magics in some form or another, and like a voice of authority, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
And you would know to have the kind of gentle, like, authority and carriage that this character does in the Underborn if they're matching this kind of like thing that's pinging in your head. They're probably pretty up there in age.
Yeah. Still hands on Goose, like.
Hey, I thought you were supposed to ask before you touch people, Cass.
Mm-hmm. You are entirely correct, and I'm sorry, but we'll wait until these people go, and then I will apologize properly for that, okay?
And you hear like a light chuckle, and you, as you hear that light chuckle, because you rolled so well on the instinct roll too. As you hear that light chuckle, you almost see a flash of the same kind of coloring you see sometimes in the mirror, in that slit behind their headdress. And they're like, "You have nothing to fear from us. We are from First Snow. We are the sister cluster of Kalestroom, and we're here to help you in your times of trial."
Can Goose also roll a instinct to see if they catch the eyes?
Yeah. No. You catch that your sibling reacted to something.
Okay, well, she reacts to things all the time, so like.
I'm gonna look at this person with the same eyes or similar and just go, "Great. Stay away from my sibling, please, if you want to help."
And then you just kind of see like a slight head tilt in your direction. If that is what you wish, that is what your sibling wishes.
Come on, Goose. We need to go set up camp. Okay?
Am I perhaps right that I know exactly who this is?
Yeah, you 100% know who this is.
I think with the unerring instinct of a performer, Marlowe chooses this exact moment to pop up because they, like, you know, they've been fucking with the puzzle box at the mouth of the cave for a few hours. Like, they certainly saw all this happen, quietly sort of faded off for a little bit, and have been lurking, waiting for just the moment to, at this point, appear and go, "Oh, you already met. I was going to introduce you guys to each other because, well, a couple different reasons, but lovely to see you again. Cass, Goose, I see you've been getting acquainted already."
Mm-hmm.
Marlowe, fantastic to see you as always. I'm afraid, though, you are mistaken. We haven't really been properly introduced yet to your friends, except for this young one. They did introduce themselves as Goose Goose.
Well, I'm so proud you're remembering all of your lessons about introducing yourself. It is always how you make a good first impression. Well done.
Thanks. I also remembered about consent, but Cass said they'll apologize for that later.
Sometimes Goose, sometimes someone that we really care about might forget that in a moment of anxiety or excitement or just heightened emotions. And you know, I'm assuming it was like a quick hug or something that's usually explained well. Anyway, yeah, sometimes. Well,
Cass is death glaring at this person from First Star the entire time, just full death glaring through goggles. Just
I think you see them not head tilt, but more like head lean forward, more like a nod of acknowledgement, and they go, "I apologize. I seem to have misstepped in that way as well. I was not meaning to be so forward, but the young one looked worried and anxious. I wanted to reassure him. I apologize." And you see they like full bow with like their hands in like almost like a triangle in front of them.
You don't need
Cass,
to do that.
no, Cass, you have to bow to accept the apology also. It's a thing.
Do I have to bow to accept the apology, or can I tell you that I've accepted it?
that depends on if you'd like to be respectful of their culture.
Are
or
you
not.
asking me, Kayla, the GM,
no.
or
Like,
me,
can
the NPC?
Yeah, the NPC. Well, would you consider it disrespectful if I didn't bow?
Seem like you do not know the customs of the Underborn and have probably not been exposed to them as much as one would hope. Knowing that you
those
accept
customs,
my
anyway.
apology is all that I require, not a formal acknowledgement of such. And you see that at that they kind of like straighten back up. They are, again, they're so height-wise, they're probably almost at 6 feet tall. Very skinny, 6 feet tall, fully draped in like various cloths. And these various cloths at first look like a little haphazardly put together, and then you notice like they're layered in a way where no matter how the person under it moved, no skin would ever be exposed. And you start noticing little bits of fabric, pieces of fabric that almost seem to have like embroidery done into it, almost like they hold like little scenes of something. They're like little flashes every so often.
So I can see that.
Yeah.
Well, Goose Goose. Do I know Cass's full name, or have you only ever gone by Cass?
Cass has never said their full name.
Yeah. Goose Goose, Cass. You have the pleasure of speaking with the delightful Alonta Beltane.
And they kind of like give like a nod of acknowledgement again. It is a pleasure to meet you both. I am the leader of First Snow Cluster.
How do you make your clothes like that?
Oh, I made these myself. Would you like me to show you?
That might be helpful.
Yes, many from the Underborn find the sunlight exposure unpleasant. And you see in the various, like, a couple of, like, a very scattering of people in the cluster that came with her that have been, like, mingling with the crowd are also kind of dressed in similar fashion where they're probably other members of the Underborn.
I kind of just had to figure this out on the way, and I'm gonna pull down one side and show like a burn mark of where it's clearly scarred from where this has gone wrong before. Just had to figure this out on the way out.
I'm so sorry that you had to experience that. If you want, many, including myself in our cluster, are very versed in the healing arts.
No,
that
it's
is
fine.
our specialty.
It's fine.
Can I learn?
If you would like, although I'm pretty sure one of Marlowe's letters mentioned that he took on an apprentice called Goose Goose recently.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't want to know how to, like, help Cass when Cass gets hurt. Or myself if I get hurt. or Marlowe if he gets hurt, or Vel'khan if they get hurt.
And they kind of like lower themselves, not bowing, but more like almost like squatting and coming to it like a child's level, where the eye slit is level with them, and you do see like a glow happen, and it kind of sustains, and they're like, deep breaths. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, in for 4, hey.
Goose, stop having a panic attack. That's what life is.
It's not a panic attack. It's just wanting to know how to be helpful. That's all I want to do.
We literally just panicked over the idea of healing 3 of us at any given point.
No, if you guys, I panicked. I was upset at the thought of you guys maybe getting hurt. It's
And
different.
that we live
And
in a world-
if I'm skilled in healing, then I won't get upset if you're hurt because I can just help heal.
And we live in a world where dragons exist, so sometimes we just have to deal with that.
The dragons are great though, so I don't worry about
Oh my god.
That is a school of thought. Just really quick, Goose, you remember we had the talk about pronouns, right? Remember we had the talk about how people like to identify themselves?
that. Yeah.
So, I'm just gonna take the moment to remind you that mine are they them.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh yeah. Nope. It's okay. I'm not upset or anything. I'm just gonna remind you occasionally if you forget. I know I look like a certain way, so it's okay. But it is important.
No, I get that. I mean, sometimes people do that with me, so.
Yeah,
Although
yeah,
I don't
exactly.
really get the whole.
Look.
And I'm a
Yep.
she now.
Can I
To clarify.
can I offer all of us a slightly more private location if you want to teach Cass about clothes and maybe some other things while we're at it? Who knows?
And they kind of head tilt at you, Marlowe, almost like they're trying to remember something you wrote them. Now I have a question for Marlowe. In your letters back and forth with them, would you have mentioned Cass's visions?
How sick? Okay. What I would say is over 15 years, if we have developed some slight either cipher or mix of the languages we speak, so our communications are like, Marlowe would not write that down if someone could intercept the letter and be aware of it.
I would say it's
You know what I mean?
probably likely since
We've had 15 years, I think.
Well, and we've established that they like to send you like things like puzzle boxes and stuff
Yeah.
with the gift they give you. So I feel like in the back and forth you probably have something. Like you guys like challenging each other with little puzzles.
Yeah, I think one of the last messages, one of the last things we exchanged, because Goose and Cass are like fairly new to Kalestroom, would have been, leaving a little dead drop with a letter, catching up, stuff's been good, 3 dragon attacks this month instead of 7, so that's an improvement. Also, I have a new apprentice who I think may be from somewhere similar to your community, and also met this person who seems like they're seeing things like you are and could really use a bit of guidance in that way. Along with Marlowe probably asked either Vel'khan or someone else to make one of those stupid fucking metal ring puzzles that's 2 triangles and a chain. You gotta get the goddamn ring off of it. And sent that.
Yeah, so
So I do think that Marlowe has mentioned, maybe still not by name, just in case, but mentioned meeting someone recently that shares some of this.
So I think you see a head tilt, and then you notice a slight shift in the main head face direction, almost asking you is this the person that you were talking about?
Marlowe gives the smallest nod possible and a little eyebrow.
Gives you a small head nod and acknowledgement. Yes, if you want, we have established some tents of our own. We did not want to take your space in your time of trial.
You are
My
as
tent,
gracious as ever.
my tent has plenty of extra clothing if you would like.
Well, that's great. I think mine burned.
Yes,
I got the books though.
They do look holier than normal.
I just sort of gesture towards, I guess, the cave entrance, if theirs are outside, shall we?
Yeah, and so when you get out there, at first you don't right off the bat see any tents, but as they lead you kind of like off to the side and into the trees just a little bit, you notice that their tents almost perfectly blend in with the like wilderness. Like if you didn't know what you were looking for, you wouldn't necessarily be able to easily spot them. And they kind of like lead you through and like greeting by name the few people who are in the like setting up the tents rather than in the cave helping the Kalestroom members, and lead you to a tent that they kind of like open up. And they open it up, you can see the inside of the tent has that same kind of embroidery as some you saw flashes on their clothing. And it almost seems to tell some sort of story, but you're not quite sure what the thread is there. Please sit. I will make you something to drink.
I'm just gonna sit as close to the door as I physically can.
Marlowe sits in front of the door. Just here, and like keeps kind of quiet, like not full, just whispering in the air, like, look, I know trusting anyone is difficult, and especially if there's someone that I've introduced you to is maybe not a thing, but I just really want to strongly recommend as a favor to Goose and maybe yourself that you give Alonda a chance. Okay?
I have no idea who this person is.
Not yet.
And as they're moving through, the inside of this tent is very, very dark, and they touch kind of a central pole, keeping it up, and you see swirling around it almost that same opalescent blue and purple go up it and then through the fabric at the top and down, and you see like little, what you thought at first was like knots of thread, but you realize are probably more like crystalline or mineral in structure, and it gives a very gentle glow that now this space reminds you of the Underborn. And then you see them kind of take their head piece off, and you see an Underborn elf, a little bit of angular features. You do see a scar running from like one corner of their eye towards their corner of their mouth. Looks a little bit more recent. Everyone has scars in this day and age because fucking dragons. And then just like a mass of white hair held together in like braids that go back, and they're held in kind of like a bun at the base of their neck. And they have like little decorative beads and things in it. Have you all had before any of the teas from the Underborn? I know oftentimes the children have not experienced much of the Underborn before they arrive.
What part of the Underborn?
Oh, I'm more from. Let me look at my list. I forgot what I named everything. I am from the. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm from the Middle Dark. My family provided services of healing herbs, potions, guidances, tea leaf readings.
So there's levels to the Underborn, and where there's levels to it.
And you can see now that she does like a full head tilt, and
Stop looking at me like that.
Are you not from the Underworld?
I'm from one specific part of it.
And you see something in her head kind of click. Oh. Please,
Anyone
input.
here, Alonda will not betray confidences, should you choose to share.
I think you will enjoy this then. And she goes to this very small, almost like hand carved miniature trunk thing, and pulls out some packets of herbs and things, and starts like making a tea in a teapot and setting the water to boil. I find it very calming. It's often used in the Underborn to relax the anxiety in the body and focus the mind for the tasks ahead. Much like I think the above world has something called black tea, but ours is less harsh and more suited to the energies of the Underborn.
Can I double check? So in terms of Alonda has, like, in terms of Alonda's colouring, is it similar to Cass?
So as you're staring at her longer and longer, you're like, I swear I saw a flash of something. And at some point there, as they turn to go like pour the water or something, the light kind of passes over their eyes in a way where you see that again. And then as they go to pour the tea, they try to pour the tea for a moment and then set it back down, and they take off kind of these long gloves, and you see more of the coloring, and they kind of shrug off the outer layer that's more like a jacket. And you do, as that's happening, you're like, maybe the same coloring? I mean, at least they know a lot more about the Underborn and maybe the elves that you might have come from. But they do have, at the very least, you do see hints of like that flash of that opalescent coloring across their eyes and things that are hinting that maybe they know something.
Notably, Cass is not taking off any single layer in this place. Cass is not doing shit.
Give me a I'll call it instinct roll.
Instinct roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I don't want to.
Don't you want to?
Can I help in some way? And because, like, I think it is important to Marlowe to build trust in this tent.
Yeah, how are you trying to build trust?
That is it. Okay. Yeah, no, I'd like, no, sure, that's legit. I think it's again this sort of like leaning in and very quietly just going, Cass, if there is anyone in the world that I'm pretty sure you can trust, it would be her. For a wide, staggering variety of reasons, including some that are better if she explains, but I just really think that this is a tent where you can chill the fuck out for a minute. Just really, I know you don't actually trust me that much, but for whatever it's worth, this is safe.
No, because the difference is who you brought me to here is from the same place I know, yes, and I have something wildly different going on, and if I have to have another group of people turn to me and say, oh, that's not okay, then I might just...
No one in this tent will tell you something is not okay unless you, I don't know, if you try to stab her, then I'm gonna be upset.
You haven't seen how bad it got.
No, I haven't. And, you know, normally I have a story for every occasion, and in this case I'm kind of striking out here, so this is really just me trying to tell you that as much harm as people have done you, she won't. I guess not directly, because obviously there's extenuating circumstances, and she might say something that upsets you and that hurts. But like, you know what I mean.
I really appreciate that you're starting to understand the cloak is staying on.
What is your bonus to instinct? Because you did roll 17.
So I got an 18, I think.
So I think as they turn to, once they've like taken off like this jacket outer layer and their gloves, and you see a lot more of their skin, and they're able to move a lot more freely in this very dark, almost like underborn lit area in the tent. They turn to go like pour some tea, and you see just the top part of what looks like a bioluminescent like scar or like spear shape that goes. It starts kind of like right here on the back of their neck and disappears into some of their clothing. And they come back with a tray of like teacups and set it down. And
What's that on your back?
This is it's hard to explain to someone who doesn't have the knowledge of the underborn societies, but it's related to my family's work. We train in the language and in the techniques of visions and dreams. This is part of our lineage.
Oh, shit.
Marlowe just looks at Cass with a big shit-eating grin on their face.
And Cass is going to take off the first layer of her clothes. But trying not to show certain aspects, it just kind of like shrugs off the first layer and turns round and points at the same bioluminescent tear on her own back and says, "Is this the same thing?"
I think you feel her approach, and she doesn't touch you, but you can like kind of feel the like hovering. And as she kind of does like a little bit of hovering over it, you almost feel like a resonance, like a recognition of sorts, like humming through the air between where she's kind of like not touching but gliding over it. And then she kind of like walks around to be in front of you and holds out her hands, palm up, and she's like, "If you don't mind, it's only if you want."
Cass will do it. Cass is wearing gloves, but we'll still do it.
And that's where actually we're gonna cut over to Vel'khan for a moment. Vel'khan, you are slinking through the dark. With an idea of what's going on. You have 2, maybe 3 scouts with you who also can see in the dark.
I think it's 2.
You get to the edge, you can see the kind of like burnt husks and things in the valley. Give me I believe stealth is finesse in this system. Because they do collapse some skills. I believe finesse is done.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so. Alright.
Got this.
Yellow is hope. Oh.
Preparing. Thank you very much. Yeah. So you had this great plan of slinking into the cluster, what was left of it, checking it out. You could still do that, and you still are in fact doing that. However, you forgot that tonight was a full moon instead of more closer to a new moon. So you are just fully bathed in moonlight. So it's a clear night, it's a full moon. But you can see a lot easier what you're trying to see, and you do see some vehicles just like completely charred and knocked over. You do see ripped pieces of cluster members and some bodies left. You see burned like ash piles of a few tents and some knocked over and general chaos. You don't find anyone like alive. You think anyone that's alive is either on their way to the checkpoint, at the checkpoint, or ran in the opposite direction. But you do see a lot of carnage. If you decide to take the time to like look through it all, is that something you would want to do, or are you focusing on gear?
I think I would have us. Yeah, I think I would have us spread out and looking for either anyone alive, anything that was like an important document or important cash or supplies that you couldn't grab in chaos. And what was the last one? I think not rations. That would be awful. I think any important trade items or artifacts.
Okay, so we'll
not a super thorough search because I don't.
Don't want to spend too much time here.
Yeah, because with the moonlight now, I'm thinking, oh, this is not good. So
okay, so what we're gonna do is do 2 search rolls. The first one will be for people, survivors. The second one will be for resources of some sort. Now, before we roll the one for people, are you looking for anyone specifically, or just in general anyone that's still somehow alive?
I am specifically looking for Sam, and then anyone else that I find is a bonus.
Okay. So I'm gonna be very honest with you, right?
Yes.
To find Sam alive, because he was charged shit and left in the chaos. To find Sam alive, you're gonna have to roll pretty damn high.
Okay. We got this. Okay.
There are a few ranges where you will find someone, maybe, whether their status or health is guaranteed, is in question, but you will need to roll pretty damn high to find Sam. If you magically crit, I will let you find Sam, and I will let you name 3 others you find.
Okay. Just got a crit.
Crits.
Is this a straight roll? No,
So searches and tracking, I believe, are instinct rolls. Perception.
That's one.
Got this.
What? Is that a 7 or a 1?
That's a solid Uno.
So that's a 3 total plus the 1 of your instinct, so 4 total for finding survivors.
I might, yeah. Strong 4.
You find.
We're playing a roll under system, right?
Nope. Sorry, that's not how Daggerheart. You find a lot of.
You don't have anything.
No, you find a lot of bodies, is what you find. You don't find a lot of survivors or people left alive. You do find the body of Sam. He looks like he managed to like claw his way to hide under a vehicle during the attack, and is just like, you find him curled up in a ball, lifeless. But you do find his body.
I will I'll look at him and go, you did well. And if there's like any artifact that is significantly his, I would take that off of him to give it to our good buddy back at the other camp.
Yeah, so we'll get
His
to
brother.
that with the resources roll, because this guy is El Capitan Crispy right now. But what I will say is, while you're trying to search for survivors, you get a rough idea that probably 23 to 27 dead bodies are here right now.
Okay. That helps our count at least.
Yeah. Some of them are maybe identifiable in the light, if you can bring people like who might know who they are. Some of them, like Sam, if you didn't know that like what happened to Sam, you would not be able to identify them by looking at them. But you were there, so you know that this is Sam. So what we're gonna do now is roll to see what you can find resources and gear wise left that might have survived the attack. And I will say, again, if you crit, I will let you tell me what effect that you can find on Sam that you're gonna take back to his brother.
Okay.
Because again, he's El Capitan Crispy.
El Capitan Crispy. Okay. Oh.
You know, if you give me another fear.
You don't need any more of those.
Yeah.
So
You gotta use the ones you have. Jeez.
I will, in a terrifying moment.
I do have a little ability I just noticed because there's a lot of words here. Called low light living. When I'm in an area of low light or heavy shadow, I have advantage on those to hide, investigate, or perceive details in that area.
So I will say this will give you advantage for your resources check. Because people running away are a lot more likely to be out in the open and under the full moon, whereas the resources are a lot more likely to be like in tents or under fallen vehicles or things like that.
That's it.
So it's a D6 in addition to your 2D12.
Got this.
It's a 20.
Okay, fine. I'll take that.
It's not bad. It's a 20.
21.
So you find
I wish it was reversed, but
you find a decent amount of things. You find enough that you start kind of like piling it and hiding it, because you're gonna have to go and like in the morning get more people to help you take everything that you found. But you can take with you some important trade items, some what you believe will probably be important to like rebuild tents and stuff, some like tan hides and stuff that you would all had just gotten from, I believe, the hunting cluster you all are friends with, are Savage Wolf, and you can take whatever you want with you that you can carry. I will say that because you've got a 20. And then you can bring people back in the morning and again get a bunch of more stuff. You're probably, again, you can't salvage everything, but you're probably regaining about a third of what was lost.
okay, that's better than what we had.
Yeah, and it does put you in a much better situation, cluster-wise.
Okay. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we'll take those hides. We'll take You said if I crit, I could name. Okay. Only if I crit, I could name a thing. I could take. Right.
What I will say is, with the 20, you don't necessarily find something that's specific to Sam, but somewhere in all of the nonsense, what you do find is a like scuffed and scarred version of the scout badge that a lot of you all wear somewhere on your person or on your armor. It's not the one off of Sam, but it is like a scout badge that he would have had.
Okay. Close enough. He'll understand. His brother will understand, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
So you can take what you can with you. Do you want to go take it with you back to the small camp that was set up with the survivors, or do you want to try and get? It would take you the rest of the night to get up the mountain, but if you want to push yourself to do that, I will let you do that.
To get everything ourselves, or
No, so you would still need to bring additional people because like the three of you could not carry everything you found. But you can take what you can carry. You can either take with you back to that small camp of survivors you found, or if you want to try and push yourselves the rest of the night, it will take you the rest of the night, but you can push yourself and get back up to the cave where the cluster is.
I'll go back to the small group of people. It is still night, and I know I can see fairly comfortably night along with a couple of us, so I feel better if you have some people protecting them over the night.
Yeah, so as you all are settling in around this campfire for the night, I think maybe the older woman survivor who was there, pulls out like a, not necessarily a harmonica or a flute, but some sort of small handheld instrument, and starts playing it very quietly. And as those notes kind of lilt on the wind, that's where we're gonna end the episode today. We had to end at some point. We were coming up on an hour 45. Sorry guys, but you know. But yeah, so thank you so much for joining us for this episode. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope Motorcycle Dave is your new favorite NPC. He's my favorite NPC.
I mean, it's hard to beat Dee Dee.
Dee Dee is really good.
Love Dee Dee.
I jumped back in to be like, Dee Dee's my favorite person. I'm sorry. Like,
Dee Dee is pretty dang good. But with that, let's get to our players and see where we can find everyone and what are they up to. Irvi, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Hi, hello, I'm Irvi Fitz. Pronouns are they, them. I'm here for a good time and a long time. You can find me across the internet at Irvi Fitz. If again, when things air, I don't know what I am doing at any point in time. But you can find me. I might be doing something at Nerds with Dice. I might be doing something on Pantsless Tables. I might be doing something on the Rollers Joint. And if I'm not doing like on screen on the Rollers Joint, I'm behind the screen at the Rollers Joint. I'm always doing stuff on Start Playing, so you can definitely find me there. And come play Blood on the Clock Tower.
It is a lot of fun.
Do you not wear pants when you play with pantsless tables? Is it like actually a requirement that no one wears pants?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Okay, all right, sure.
It's stream cosplay. No one knows.
Nobody knows. All you see is here up. So.
Yep.
Critter, where can people find you? What are you up to?
Hello, I am Critter, they, them, or he, or whatever. You can find me, alternate Thursdays, you can find me on D8 Dungeon at 3:30 Eastern, playing rotating DM's Curse of Strahd. Come see all of us torture each other. You can also find me. I am a writer and producer for Unbalanced Encounters, an award-winning actual play, and also the creative director for The Roll Report. Both of those available wherever you find your podcasts, along with audio dramas, Night Shift Season 2, and The Oracle. You can hear my voice in all those. And if you want to find me on the internet, you can find me at The Roll Report Cast on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky.
Awesome. And Balthier, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
You can about here, or you can find me on Instagram at Kindred Soul, at Kindred Soul. I do voice acting challenges on there. Aside from that, I'm just vibing in life right now. You can find me here.
Awesome. And we're gonna get you to stop being cryptid at least a little bit, I promise, by the end of this.
Little bit.
Quinn, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Hello, sorry, my phone cable has decided to inexplicably die, so if you've seen me, like, doing something weird on screen, it's because I'm trying to make my phone cable die. Because, work, because I have 2 things that I'm meant to be doing this weekend. Hello, I'm Quinn. This is normal for me. I use any and all pronouns, and you can find me at Quinn Rolls Dice on all of your social media platforms. I wish I had a better thing to say, but that's pretty much it. If you're ever in London, come to Arcadia Games, where I GM ever so often. I say that I GM there a lot right now. But yeah, come along if you're ever in London, England for that. It's a really good time. And also, I've got some fun things in the pipeline, none of which I can announce yet, actually. But still, right.
Save it for the live finale.
Yeah, okay. I'll do it then.
And I am Kayla, just KD on Dalliance. Depending on when you find me on the web and when I decided to join that particular social media account. You can just follow me on that link tree because, oh my god, I do too many things. And those things are only increasing, especially if you check out Underground Oracle Publishing, who it published this fantastic campaign frame in Daggerheart that we're running in time of Brimstone that I wrote. You might have seen our production pipeline really kick off, and maybe we've announced at this point 1, perhaps 2 Kickstarters. Yay! There's 3 of us.
I hear this module was written by this like super smart, creative, like super sexy genius. I don't know.
I've also heard
trying to traumatize us.
I've also heard that this person also has 12 more pages of lore than made it into the campaign.
Which we'll be finding out in real time.
Yay! But thank you so much for joining us. I hope you join us next time because there's like some mysterious things going on back with our group at the cluster that need to get figured out next time. But you're gonna have to wait and come back and find that out, including our Quinn. You're gonna have to also come back and find that out. Bye.